Cricket Wireless presents the Warmup, and thank you for tuning in. I'm your host, Ashley Bullington. State Championship weekend starts next week, and we have a great show for you covering state semifinals that will keep you on the edge of your seat. So let's get you warmed up. It is the state semifinals this weekend, and there's going to be some of the best football going on in the state this entire season. This is one of the best times of the year as we are getting to witness teams who have been working so hard to get to this point, one step away from reaching AT&T Stadium. That being said, we have a great slate of games coming up to you this week on Inside High School Sports. Let's check them out here on the lineup presented by So Chill Chips and Salsa. Our Whataburger game of the week is Southlake Carroll versus Duncanville. This is a rematch of the 2020 state semifinals, and the Panthers are trying to avenge their loss as Carroll ended their journey to their third consecutive state title game. Junior running back Owen Allen has been one of the Dallas area's premier rushers since his sophomore season. He leads Carroll with 2,114 yards and 32 touchdowns on 7.42 yards per carry. Boston College tight end pledge R.J. Maryland and South Carolina wide receiver Landon Sampson provide a stable of weapons for first-year starting quarterback Caden Anderson, a junior who's passed for 2,797 yards and 34 touchdowns while completing 60% of his throws. Senior quarterback Avion Jones, a Wisconsin pledge, has 52 tackles, 2 interceptions, and a sack on the season. Linebacker Barrett Jones, also a senior, has a team-high 3 sacks and 5 tackles for loss. Duncanville has a loaded defense, which held teams to an average of 12 points per game in the first 14 games this season. This includes a host of star recruits. 5-star senior defensive lineman Amari Arver holds offers from Alabama, Oklahoma, and Ohio State. 3-star senior linebacker Jordan Crook is committed to Arkansas, and 4-star junior quarterback Deldrick Madison holds offers from Oklahoma, Baylor, and Michigan. Senior running back Malachi Medlock, a Toledo commit, leads Duncanville's offense with 1,556 yards and 24 total touchdowns. These two teams are bound to give us a great game on the gridiron. South Oak Cliff will be taking on Lubbock Cooper in their first state semifinal game in this decade, as they try to continue their epic journey to the state finals. The Golden Bears have not had an easy road to get to the state semifinals, but they have discovered that they can not only compete, but defeat the elite of the elite. Senior quarterback Kevin Hendricks Jennings has been one of the Dallas area's most accurate passers all season. The Missouri State pledge has completed 66% of his passes for 2,649 yards and has thrown 34 touchdowns to just 2 interceptions. He has 8 rushing touchdowns and scored twice on the ground against Lovejoy. The senior running back duo of Keandre Hollywood and Quaylon Farrar has helped pace an offense that scores almost 52 points per game. Its defense allows just under 14 points per game and features a loaded secondary. Come into Cricket Wireless and get any LTE Android free when you switch. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Enjoy the authentic flavors of ancient recipes. So thin, so crisp, so good, so chill.
We have some great games you'll be seeing highlights of on this week's show on Inside High School Sports, Saturday night at 6:30 p.m. on NBC5. Now it's time for a battle as we bring on some great athletes you'll be seeing lining up on the gridiron, but instead they're lining up here on our show.
Garret, Rangel. I go to Frisco Lone Star, and I'm committed to the Oklahoma State University.
My name's AJ Padgett from Reedy High School from Frisco, Texas, and let's play some Operation.
Jeez. Bro, what the, how the? Jeez. Was that a tooth? Jeez. Oh my, I had 1 or 2 or 3 left.
Only 2 more weeks of the football season, guys. I seriously, I can't believe it. It feels like just yesterday that we were in August kicking off the high school sports season. Inside High School Sports cannot make it to every game this week, but we want to hype up the 6A Division II showdown that'll be at McLean Stadium Saturday night at 7 p.m. Denton, Garret, and Tomball will be kicking off in 6A Division II for a chance to go to a state title game. The Wildcats are 13-1 and the Cougars are 11-3. In his first season as Garret's starting quarterback, four-star junior Jackson Arnold has thrown for 3,611 yards and 30 touchdowns while completing 66.7% of his passes and throwing only 5 interceptions. Arnold rated the 7th best quarterback in the nation in the class of 2023. He has 5 300-yard passing games. Garret has 3 receivers with over 500 yards and more than 40 receptions. Dartmouth pledge Grayson O'Bara, Brody Noble, and UT San Antonio pledge Jace Wilson. Bryson Phillips leads the running game with 788 yards and 12 touchdowns, and Arnold has 9 touchdown runs. For Tomball, they have a dual-threat quarterback in Cale Helms. Committed to Army, he has thrown for 1,910 yards and 22 touchdowns and has run for 1,775 yards and 16 touchdowns. He has thrown for more than 200 yards in a game just twice, but he has run more than 100 yards 7 times with a season high of 317 yards. Running back Christian Warmup has run for 1,222 yards but has held below 100 yards in each of the last 5 games. Derek Taylor had his 10th touchdown catch of the season last week against Bridgeland. The senior wide receiver had a 10-catch, 234-yard game against Klein Kane in the regular season. Who do you think will get the chance to go to the state finals? Come into Cricket Wireless and get nationwide 5G plus a free 5G phone when you switch. Smile, you're on Cricket. So many great games going on this week, and now it is time to see what's been trending on social media around the Inside High School Sports world in our segment, The Buzz. Parish Episcopal has done it again. The Panthers defeated Midland Christian 56-17 to earn their 3rd consecutive state championship title. Another big congrats goes to the Keller Indians girls basketball coach Kate Goldberg as she got her 100th career win. This came with the Indians' 74-39 victory over Richland. On the recruiting front, 5-star wide receiver Evan Stewart has committed to Texas A&M. He forwent his senior season on the football field with Liberty to better focus on his college career. Stewart chose the Aggies over Texas, Florida, Alabama, and many others. That's all we have for this week's episode. To stay up to date with all things Inside High School Sports, follow our social accounts. We have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. By following that, we will get you ready for the highlight of the sports weekend, Inside High School Sports Saturday night at 6:30 p.m. on NBC5, hosted by Pat Doney. Thank you for watching the Cricket Wireless Warm-Up. I am Ashley Billington, and I hope we've gotten you warmed up in this chilly weather for all of the Texas high school football action on the gridiron this week.